What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another NFL Draft live stream here with FanDuel. I'm Blaiden Kirk. Today, we're going over my top 5 running backs in the upcoming NFL Draft class. Last week, we took a look at receivers. Week before, we took a look at quarterbacks. Today, we're taking a look at running backs. Should be a fun time. I actually just came out with an episode on my podcast with Matt and Theo where we talked about this. So it's kind of lined up pretty nicely to be able to also do this on the live stream here today. If you're following me on Twitter, then you already know what the list is. And if you're not following me on Twitter, then the list is number 1. Maybe I should just start showing you guys what the list is instead of telling you. Or I'll start at 5. Number 5 is Blake Corum. Number 4 is Jonathan Brooks. Number 3 is Marshawn Lloyd. Number 2 is Audric Estime. And number 1 is Trey Benson. And that varies pretty differently to the consensus big boards or some of the big media entities, PFF. They seem to have a different agreement on who the best backs are. But yeah, those are the 5 that I like the most. Hold on, I'm trying to set up my phone to also be live on TikTok here, but it's hard to position. Okay, there we go. So, we're talking about the top 5 running backs. Again, number 5 is Blake Corum. Number 4 is Jonathan Brooks. Number 3 is Marshawn Lloyd. Number 2, Audric Estime. And number 1 is... I just said this. Number 1 is Trey Benson. So I guess we'll start at number 5. I feel like Blake Corum at this point has become pretty polarizing. Because he had such a great year in 2022, and then he got hurt. And then coming off of the injury this season, he wasn't looking so great. Just being real, he wasn't playing particularly well. And he already didn't have that long speed element. So it was very reasonable to be out on Corum, I think. And he probably has the most touches of any back in this class. I know a lot of guys have less than 300 total touches. Some sit right around 300. But Corum sits at, I think, over 600 touches. I should pull that up just to be sure, but I am very confident that he sits at over 600 touches currently, which is not nothing. It's pretty intense. It might just be in rushing attempts too. Oh my god. Okay, so he's got 500. He's got 600. He's got over 650. He's got over 650 total rushing attempts. That's way more than double what every other back has in this class. It's ridiculous. No way someone just brought up Waffle Crisp, but that is the greatest cereal of all time. I think they only have it at Walmart now. So I'm that's very funny that you bring that up. They used to only sell it at Meijer, and then they stopped selling it altogether, and now I think it's only at Walmart. But I don't ever shop at Walmart, so I never end up getting it. For those that are joining in on TikTok, I'm live on the FanDuel YouTube. We're talking about my top 5 receivers. No, we're talking about my top 5 running backs in the upcoming NFL draft. We're talking about Blake Corum right now. And the problem with that people see with Corum is he's supposed to be a bruiser power back type, but he's not really breaking a lot of tackles. And he's not really getting a lot of yards after contact. So it's what are you really supposed to be good at? I think where he really is successful is I think he's got really great vision. He lets blocks set up really well. He knows how to set people up. And You know, he doesn't have the best long speed, but I do think he's quicker than a lot of people give him credit in the short range to make people miss. It's just, you know, you compare him to guys like Jalen Wright, and you compare him to guys like, I'm trying to think about what another example would be. Jalen Wright's a really elusive guy. Jonathan Brooks is really elusive. So you compare him to guys like that, and it's like, is he really on the same playing field? But I think his vision just really surpasses. Sorry about that. I had to sneeze. I think his vision is just so clear of those guys, and I do think it matters. And bro's asking who's the Browns' backup quarterback now. Anyone. Literally anyone. But yeah, I like Blake Corum. I think his vision's really good. And I do think that matters to a pretty high degree. There's a lot of backs that have talent, but I don't know how well they'll actually succeed. It when, you know, when you start watching them, you know, and here's the thing. I have Jalen Wright behind Blake Corum because of the first play I watched of Jalen Wright was a first play from scrimmage. He ran for a long touchdown, right? And it looks cool. It's like a great play, but the reason this sets up so nicely is because he has this massive lane to run through. And he's a guy where when he gets into open space, you might as well say goodbye because he's probably going to make you miss and score a touchdown because he's got that type of speed, that type of elusiveness. But my thought is if I have to get this guy into open field in order for him to succeed, that's concerning to me. So I would much rather have a guy that, you know, has, you know, experience being patient, letting things develop in front of him, and being able to, you know, make plays behind the line of scrimmage more. And I feel like Corum just does a better job of that than Wright does, even though Wright's the better athlete. And that's like not a debate. And if Wright ends up being better, like you go to a system where maybe it's Miami, maybe it's the 49ers where they just do a lot of that outside zone stuff. You know, Matt and Theo said it, like he could very easily have a Devon A-Chain type of year. But I'm just concerned about forcing a pick for someone that might just only succeed in one type of offense. Let's read some of these comments real quick. Do you think Daniel should be a top 10 pick? Anyone who follows me knows the answer to this. The answer is no. The answer is no. And this isn't meant to just be Jaden Daniels hate. This is a running back live stream, but I don't think he's I don't think he's worth a top 10 pick. Like not even close. I've seen some people even get to the point where they're starting to put Penix above Daniels. I don't know if I'm quite there yet because the injury stuff still does worry me with Penix, but Penix does do quite a lot better than Daniels as far as like throwing from a pocket. He might be better. But Daniels is such a good runner. It's just how long is that going to last, you know? Because we saw, I mean, Fields is a great runner, but he has struggled as a passer until like recently. And even in the years where even in this past year where he was seeing a little bit more success, still wasn't all perfect. And you took this long to get him into that realm. It's like we're 3 years in and we're still like debating whether or not he's got it as a passer. That's the kind of vein I could very easily see. Daniels falling into, which is just something I don't particularly want to risk. let's keep talking about these running backs real quick. I do like Jonathan Brooks. He's my number 4 guy, and Jonathan Brooks to me is probably just a more athletic. I don't even know if I want to say more athletic. More. He's got a deeper bag than Corum. That's what I'll say. I don't know if it's necessarily that he's more athletic, but I think he has a wider variety of moves that he can hit, and I think he's able to sequence moves together better. And I can actually pull. What game is this? We will pull up. That's TCU, Oklahoma, Kansas. Was it Bama? We'll watch the Bama. I can't remember if it was the Bama game or not, but that's the one we can watch. Let me. Transition. Bang, bang, look at that. Magic Man. All right, this was quarterback. That's not Brooks, I swear. I swear. All right. You see him here. And most of the running backs that I like are also pretty good in pass pro. Blake Corum is a very willing blocker. I don't know if he necessarily has the strength to hold up in the NFL as it, but he's definitely willing to put his body on the line. More so than some of the other guys here. Brooks is a good pass protector as well. And I would say all of the top 4 are just straight up good in pass pro. And then Corum is very willing and able to put his body on the line. He's just probably not as strong to hold up down to down on it. But they just kind of send him out into the flat there. All right, so now we've got a run play here. We'll watch it from the wide angle first. Who gets blown up on the? Is that the left tackle that just gets annihilated at the snap? Yeah, man. Yeah, I need to see the angle here. Oh, it's the tight end. Okay, that makes more sense. And they're just kind of all trying to down block here, and the tight end just gets blown back, which really disrupts this running lane because he would have had a lane. I mean, 76 and 78, they get a great duo, great combo there. And then 32 kind of gets trapped outside. Like, they definitely would have had a lane. This is great combo work by 78 and 76. And there should be, at this point, a lane between 78 and 76 that he can run through. But because 0 gets backed up, how far does he get pushed back? 0 gets pushed back like 4 yards, man. Like, oh my God. Get low. Have some push. Oh, it's Dallas Turner. I didn't realize that was Dallas Turner rushing there. I get it now. You kind of look like Blaiden Kirk. You know, I get that a lot. My band is not touring in NOLA yet. I wish, bro. That would be sick. Hey, if you're in Columbus, Ohio, though, we are playing at a Rumba Cafe tomorrow. So, little shameless plug there. No, but this is a pretty good job. You know, you obviously can't go out to the left here because you don't have any leverage there. And he's trying to get to that lane between 78 and 76 because it's there. Or maybe he's even trying to get to this one that's opening between 76 and 65. But, like, either way, I mean, he's got options if 0 doesn't just get crushed. And that's really nice vision there to see that kind of stuff developing. I've got some pop-ups on my screen. I don't know if you guys could see that, but just another get him in the flats. Oh my god. Oh, look at him. Better than Cam Newton diving on the football. Don't let Matt see this. Don't let Matt see this. Little wide zone, right? This is it, right? Motioning back into pistol, wide zone. 41 does a really good job setting the edge here. Dallas Turner's on his back shoulder. So, I mean, he really doesn't have any option other than to just try and find a crease and plow forwards. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, 41 does a phenomenal job setting the edge here. There might be a lane between 52 and the right tackle. No, 52 gets thrown on his back. And at that point, the play is dead. I mean, the play is dead. He gets as much as he can here. There is not a whole lot to do. Maybe maybe the argument would be if you had someone really, really fast, they could just burn the angle and get outside. I think this is a play that I think Marshawn Lloyd could make. Actually, I think this is a play Marshawn Lloyd has made before. Where he sees this guy kind of setting the edge and he just says, fuck it, I'm going to bounce this outside anyway. And he probably wins that. And maybe Wright does as well. But I think this is perfectly acceptable vision. Especially, you know, when you think about, like, maybe that would work in college to bounce it outside. But in the NFL, probably not. Like, that might work against 41, but it's not working against 95, right? Does bro like shoegaze? I think shoegaze is fine. I don't play shoegaze, and I don't particularly listen to it all the time, but yeah, I mean, shoegaze is... I am of the opinion that most forms of music are pretty good, except for, like, country pop. Like, modern country pop kind of sucks. But everything else I'm pretty okay with. All right. They got the two backs, and they send Worthy in motion here. They did the same thing again here, two back, and they handed it off to the guy on the left, number 7. All right, now they just got a little pass pro action. No! Not Worthy. This is not, I did not. Oh, no. Oh, no. All Xavier Worthy fans, look away. Look away. Wide open touchdown. It might have been a little bit outside of his frame. It might have been a little bit outside. But I'm also not seeing a full extension of the arms. I feel like this should be a catch. I feel like that should be a catch. Either that or his arms are just too short, which could be another issue, but like that needs to be a touchdown. Oh, brother. Was he doing some pass pro here? He chips a little bit on the right side. That's pretty good. I think that's Turner there too. Yeah, because he sees Turner winning on the edge here, and he's like, you know, let me just give him some help while I get out to the flats. That's what we like to see. Send Worthy in motion. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Not this. I think he... Oh, okay, I couldn't remember if... Because, yeah, I remember this play to Mitchell. I couldn't remember if he caught it or not. I think they go back to this another time, and he does catch it. And I don't remember if it's in this game or another one, but I do think they go back to that at some point. Yeah, he's just kind of out there running routes. Okay, Xavier Worthy fans, you are so back. Xavier Worthy fans are back. This is pretty good ball tracking. That's pretty elite ball tracking there. Not gonna lie, that's some Tyler Lockett shit. That's the gold standard for ball tracking down the field is Tyler Lockett. Yeah, I mean, I think this is fine what he does here. Just making sure that this guy doesn't impede the rush. This is probably on the quarterback to not step up, but he still completes the pass. I didn't even like watch the full play. I was just like, him getting hit there is him not stepping up because he has room, right? You got to feel this guy here, feel this here, slide into this zone, and you can definitely throw from a cleaner area, but he still completes the pass, so. A lot of play action. RPO, play action, RPO. Damn. Why'd they kill my bro there? Oh, do we get a play here? Do we get a play here? We do! Catch out of the backfield. Yeah, and this is where, like, you know, you can't quite burn the angle there. Right. And then there's some backs in this class. Estime, I think, would actually just like cut up and run this guy over. Same with Trey Benson, and it would probably work. They would probably end up getting more yards because of it. That's a tough play. Good play by the DB. Is that Kool-Aid? It is. Because otherwise that's a touchdown. I mean, it was that close. Good block there. The block on number 6. Yeah, man. Trying to sneak through that A gap right off of his defensive tackle's right shoulder. And Brooks is right there to pick him up. That's what we like to see. I think he does it again here, doesn't he? No. He's going out. Play action, RPO. Yawn. Run the ball. Run the rock, man. The most common route concept in college football. The hitch and the inside fade. There you go. You can see a little bit of the balance and footwork here. So, are they pulling here? Yeah, so we've got pulling guard and the tight end coming. Just power. Or is it? No, it's counter. It's counter. And that's good vision there to slide between that. Because, again, a lot of guys, they want to force this outside. But, again, you don't have outside leverage here. So let's slide between these guys. Able to keep his balance running through there. Right? Not tripping over the legs of his own guys. Not tripping over his own feet. It sounds like an obvious thing that, like, you should be good at. But it's not always. Stiff arm a guy. And I get close to the first down. Again, that's where, like, the lack of speed really becomes an issue, but I think otherwise this is a pretty good run. No, don't send the cam clip to Matt. No. You don't mean that, man. You don't mean that. this is just the O-line does nothing here. Better than Cam picking up the fumble. Gets the first down. Wow. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? My glorious king of all Browns fans. We will probably watch the corners next week on live. But my favorite remains Cooper, DeJean. Although I do like Kool-Aid, I do like Wiggins. Yeah, but I think you get the idea. The vision's there. He's got a pretty good, set of skills as a runner. Just the long speed's not quite there, and he's a good blocker. So those are kind of, I would consider Brooks and Corum in the same tier as like day 3 picks. That could probably come in and like be like find a role. Like they're guys I think can find a role with their skill set, but they're day 3 picks. Next, I will do Marshawn Lloyd is my number 3. We will watch, I think, the Utah game, or maybe we'll do UCLA because that's against Latu. Bang. Some boot action stuff. That's a great play. But who is that made that batted that pass down? That was a really good play. Just sending him out here. Run the ball. I let Matt. No. Run the ball, I say. Run the ball, I say. No, bro. Why do I always subject myself to watching USC's offense? I hate it so much. We might skip this, honestly. Another RPO. Oh, they throw it to him, and he catches it. And he gets tackled. But, yeah, good catch. They finally got my brother involved. Good chip there. Caleb Williams fans, look away. Oh. My favorite language to code in, probably TypeScript. Big angular guy over here, man. You already know how it is. Skabuck. We got Matt in the live stream. Matt in the TikTok live. We're watching the running backs on the FanDuel page, Matt. We're going through Marshawn Lloyd, and that means I have to subject myself to watching USC's abundantly gross offense at times. Oh, they're giving him the ball here. Let's go. Not a whole lot of room there, but let's see. What are they? All right, this is just zone split, basically. And yeah, I mean, they've got Latu just immediately wins. Bro, Latu has 70, just like completely lost. He's like, wait a second. I had hands on you. Where did you go? Brother is lost. And Lloyd's like, well, shit, man. Well, now I've got nowhere to go. And he's just trying to slide through and get anything he can at this point. And he gets a few yards. So I don't think you can be too mad at what Lloyd does. Dog, I would be so pissed if I'm a running back. I'm like, because at this point, right? So snap, I see this. I'm like, let's go. This is like textbook zone, right? And I'm thinking, I'm going to have my choice of gap to run through. I can just pick my poison. And then all of a sudden, he just loses. He just loses, man. It's so funny how fast this play broke. And he's just like, oh, and 71's getting pushed back too. So, I mean, it's just like this play looked okay at start, and it just ended so fast. Oh, brother. Yo, is Jokic Joe start? Hold on. Is he here? I don't know. Yeah, this is him just trying to make a play again. What even are they running here? I guess it's just power, but like, dog, 71 needs to like get a new hobby. Maybe book club, more your thing. The mathletes. Like, dog, it's so over. It's just like, get out. Like, you're done. Like, it's like you're barely putting hands on anyone, man, and they're not moving. It's like you touch someone and they move you out of the way. Like McDonald's, job, something, man. Embarrassing. RPO. RPO. There goes Caleb. Trying his hardest. Oh, let's go. A run. That's a pretty nasty move in the backfield. Again, not a whole lot of room to work here. I missed the start. All right. 57 just loses instantly. What are we talking about, man? Just loses instantly. Oh. Super Packs out here gifting subs. That's what we like to see. To Joe Quills. Appreciate it, Super Packs. You're a real one. All right, this is a nice move there on the outside, and then, oh my god. This is stuff that Brooks can't do because he doesn't have the speed to make it happen. just kind of weaving through defenders at the second level. This is nasty work. To stop and then accelerate like that, make him miss, accelerate back to full speed, weave through this defense, and turn what should have only been, what, a 5-6 yard gain into a 25, 30 yard gain, 35 yard gain. Like, come on, man. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, and they reward him again. They say, yeah, man, that was a good play. Let's give it to you again. 57, you need book club, chess club. Like, brother. I mean, I get it's Latu, but brother. Damn, they really lined up Latu there, and they just said, you know what, man? They're treating Latu like Garrett here, and they're just saying, we're just gonna line you up everywhere, and just do you, and he just wins, man. He just wins. He doesn't make the tackle, and that's a credit to Lloyd here for being able to make him miss in this gap. But, jeez. How does 71 do? Hey, he doesn't get completely he doesn't get blown off the ball. That's what we like to see. Yeah, that's a good play by Lloyd there. Spins, spins out of this linebacker, and if 70 would have not been in the way, probably could have gotten more yards than this, but he spun into his own guy, who he thought probably was going to be clearing out with those defenders. Oh, now I get the arrow. Have we been getting the arrow, or am I tripping? That's a pretty nasty Caleb Williams throw here. He's got a guy in his face, and he just, like, sidearm launches that. That's pretty disgusting. All right. Some more Lloyd action in space here. Yeah, again, this is stuff that when you have the speed to make it work, you can do a little bit more. Even when the blocking isn't totally perfect, which it wasn't, he's just able to get there a little bit faster than you burn those angles, and turns, maybe a 7-8 yard gain into a 12, 14, 15 yard gain. Probably get ready to move on. But you can see the vision here. That's a good catch there. And you can see some power after the catch, willing to lower his shoulder. Bang. This is really good scramble drill work here too. Yeah. He's just got a really, really big, really diverse skill set. Thoughts on Iowa's loss and the J. Cole diss and that apology? Those are two different topics. Iowa, I kind of feel bad. Like, Caitlin Clark winning would have been cool, but South Carolina is always really good. So I feel like picking them to win is not a surprising thing to do. And it just is what it is with that. Caitlin Clark's amazing. South Carolina has a lot of amazing players too. I think ultimately it's like Caitlin Clark didn't need to win the national title to have the impact on women's basketball that she's having. it just would have been like a cool cherry on top to the story. But she's still going to basically change. She's going to completely change the landscape of women's basketball. And she already has, and she's going to continue to do that. It's still kind like the sport as a whole is still kind of in its infancy. So to have a player that is, you know, this this good and this exciting to watch is huge. Is huge for the sport. You're an Indiana Fever fan. And then J. Cole, bro. J. Cole has never been on the level of Kendrick. Like, let's be real. It's so funny that he apologized, though. That's so funny. Like, he just didn't want to deal with it anymore. But, yeah, I mean, he was never on the level of Kendrick. Like, no. Like, I'm sorry, J. Cole fans. Like, this was never up for discussion about, like, oh, well, maybe. It's like, not even a beef. It's just, like, I don't. It's redundant. It's completely. You have one guy who's like the greatest ever, and then you have another guy who's like, meh. He's like good, not great. I was running mad defense for Cole, and he let me and Nas down. Oh man, that's brutal. That is brutal. We're going to transition to a different set of film here. We'll do my number 2, which is Audric Estime. But yeah, running mad defense for Cole. For him to just like get bodied, it's so funny. It's so funny, bro. I don't even hate J. Cole. Like, I like J. Cole's music. It's just like, it's just so funny to me that like, there was ever any debate about him being in the same caliber of Kendrick Lamar. You saw the legend Matt Corral live in action. Let's go, man. He'll make it back to the NFL, and all these teams that didn't give him a chance, they're going to be sorry. They're going to be sorry when he's winning multiple Super Bowls, MVP. Why does Theo think the Broncos will go 2-15? Because they're bad. They have no answer at quarterback. Their offense is notoriously injury prone. Of the guys that they have left, their defense is effectively. I mean, who else is worth keeping around outside of like Surtain? Like there just isn't a lot of hope there. I don't know if they'll go 2-15, but I could definitely see them being one of the. I could definitely see them being one of the worst teams this year. When Matt Corral is the starting QB for the Browns in 2027, just remember you asked for this. I did ask for this. I am actively asking for it. Right now. Starting quarterback 2024. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. What do you mean if they get Bo Nix and JJ McCarthy? Why would you get both? Why? Just get Bo Nix, man. Just get Bo Nix. Or JJ McCarthy. No. McCarthy's mid. Nix is whatever, but he's pretty mid too. Anything outside of the top 2 is just like not that interesting. And then Daniels is whatever. Like his pocket presence doesn't really move me, and I don't think he doesn't really throw over the middle to a very high degree. And then Penix, I actually like a pretty decent amount, and I've started to like a little bit more as the process has gone on, but the injury stuff does concern me. What pocket presence? Yeah, Daniels doesn't. Yeah, Daniels is Fields. Like Daniels is a worse prospect than Fields, but he's in like the same archetype. That's the thing that scares me with Daniels. He's in the same archetype as Fields, but he's worse. He's a worse prospect. And maybe you would even put him on the same caliber. Like I would be okay with hearing someone out on that, but to say that Daniels is, I think, a better prospect than Fields, he's playing behind the best offensive line in college football. He's playing with the best receiving duo in football. Like, brother has, he's on an offense with no weakness. I would go. This isn't supposed to be the quarterback live stream, but it's Caleb for me as one, and then I don't think it's a huge drop off to May. I like May a lot, but I do think it's clear 1 and 2. But I do like Drake May a lot, and I think it's worth going Caleb May 1-2, and then I think there's a huge drop off to Daniels, and then I think huge drop off to Daniels, and then I would put Penix right there, and then after that, everything else is kind of meh. I would maybe I'd put Nix in there too. I don't like McCarthy either. McCarthy benefits from a lot of the same things Daniels does, and his throwing mechanics are a little wonky. He got better at it towards the end of the year, and apparently it's something that he's like working on right now, like in the off season. I know that's what like Brett Coleman was saying, but he got that dog in him though. he's got the aura, maybe. I don't know, man. I watch him hit like deep outbreaking routes, and he struggles with it. Which is like, they're the hardest throws to make. A deep outbreaking route is the hardest throw to make. But even like, even in the Bama game, where I thought he played pretty solid, looked pretty good for the most part, you can still see instances where they run a deep outbreaking route and he has to put a little bit more on it than he usually does. Like he has a normal throwing motion for like his normal intermediate middle, his short and intermediate throws, and then for these deep outbreaking routes, he really has to overextend his throwing motion, and he always sails on it. Otherwise, he just underthrows it. So it's just very clear to me that he is not in the same caliber. A good leader, good teammate, maybe. I don't know. I just don't know how much that stuff matters, like, actually. I think the most important thing for a quarterback coming out of the draft, like, you can learn to be a better leader. I think the thing that you need to be good at day one, you need to have good pocket presence. And I don't think McCarthy has particularly great pocket presence. Again, another guy that played behind a phenomenal offensive line. And the times that I have seen him face pressure similar to the pressure that May has faced, similar to the pressure that Caleb Williams has faced, he starts to panic a little bit. He gets kind of trigger. I'm trying to think about what the term is. Like, he just gets choppy with his feet, like trigger happy with his feet. I wouldn't take McCarthy. There's only 2 quarterbacks that I would really take in the first round. And I wouldn't consider any of the other ones in the top 10. And then I would maybe consider Daniels in the first round if, like, Minnesota, at like the end, like at 24. I think, is it 24 or 23? One of the 2. I don't remember. But, and then, yeah, like happy feet. And then I would take the other guys like day 2. McCarthy maybe even be a day 3 guy for me. I don't know. maybe see him in the third round. If God is real, Deshaun Watson will never have a ring on his finger. So true, but so sad because that means the Browns. Fuck, man. How do I think the Titans will do this season? I think they could be better than they were last year. Probably not a playoff team, but I like the moves they've done. I do. Daniels to sit behind Goff in that O-line. Actually, yeah, man, that's the vision. That's the vision. We're cooking now. Okay, let's watch Estime. We'll watch a little bit of Estime, and then we'll watch a little bit of Estime, and then we'll watch a little bit of Benson, and then we'll get out of here. We'll say, because I don't think we're doing another live stream until the championship game, which is like pretty late tonight. So we should be good if we go a little bit over. So Estime is, FYI, 230 pounds. And there are concerns with his 40 time. But he has, I think, much better long speed than he's given credit for. And I actually, I'll pull up his 40 time so we can watch it. And I'll pull up his 40 time, and I'll pull up, what's a running back that had a good 40 time? I'm trying to think about, or I could just say NFL draft running back 40 times, 40 yard, or I guess it would be NFL combine. Okay, yeah, we'll do. Oh wait, So there's Garendo, who ran he ran the 4.33, and then I wonder, can I find timestamps of each one? Probably not. They're not going to show me all of them, are they? Every running back's 40-yard dash. This is what I want. Okay. He runs better than that 40. No, this is the thing, right? And the 40-yard dash is not indicative of like on-field performance. So this is Estime. All right, I'm gonna transition here now. So this is Estime's 40-yard dash, right? Oh. This is Estime's 40-yard dash. Oh, not the closed captions. Okay. Look how he runs, man. Right? And anyone who's ever run track, they'll look at this and they'll be like, this is not how you do a 4-point sprinter stance run. Right? It's not. His body shoots straight up, right? I mean, he is almost standing at full height immediately, and he is just strong-arming this run, right? There's no striding, right? There's no drive phase here. It's all just it's all just like muscle. Let me just muscle through this run. And one thing I always talk about is how a lot of the best 40-time dash runners, 40-yard dash time runners, they almost all have a trap guy in their corner, like teaching them how to run these. And I just don't think Estime had a guy. I just don't think Estime had a guy in his corner to like teach him how to do this. And that's going to hurt his draft stock. But like, yeah, sorry, he didn't go to Georgia. He didn't go to Alabama. He didn't go to Texas A&M. He didn't go to He didn't go to I'm trying to think what others. LSU. Like all of these schools that like these are great football schools. These are also just great athletic schools. They're great track schools, right? Georgia, LSU, Texas A&M. These are phenomenal track schools. And so they just have track coaches on staff already. And even if you're like a big time prospect that you don't go to necessarily the biggest track school, you can probably just hire a guy, right? And Estimate probably just didn't like have that kind of guy in his corner to teach him how to run this properly. Like, yeah, 4.72 doesn't look great, and he's definitely not like the fastest back in the class. But he's faster than this suggests, right? Because you look at Garendo, right? This is, a guy that ran a really fast 40-yard dash time, 4.33, I think is what it was. Look at his drive phase, man. This is a true drive phase, right? Stays low, gets his hips in front of him, right? And he even has a little bit of that toe drag there, a little bit. That's kind of that's pretty like next level like actual track stuff. Like to have like the toe drag in your start. Like look how much lower he is than Estimate was. I mean, it's insane. And even at this point, he's still really low, and he's only now starting to rise up. That's Pacheco. I'm trying to see who's another. Not the ad. All right, you get the idea. So we'll go back to the tape now. What is it? It's almost 7 now. Okay, so we'll watch a little bit of this. Not a whole lot of room to work here, but he just falls forwards. He's a strong guy. He can handle it. He's also pretty good in pass pro. He's just a really strong guy. He moved really well in open space for a guy his size too, which is kind of underappreciated, I feel like. He's got really nice footwork for a guy that's 230 pounds. Again, just kind of has to fall forwards here. Their offensive line gets kind of blown off the ball. I guess not even blown off the ball. This is just a well-timed blitz here, right? I mean, they've got two guys shooting opposite gaps of the same player, and everyone else is kind of hat on a hat at this point. So, yeah, I mean, that's just a well-drawn-up blitz. Trying to see. I remember that catch. That's a really nice catch. Yeah, I mean, there's just not a lot of room to work here, I feel like. This is a pretty nice run. Right, just power. Got a little bit of room, and he just lowers his shoulder, powers forward. Good pass pro there. Way to give Hartman some time. Right, I mean, he seals off. This is interesting because he seals off the actual guy who is most dangerous on this rep instead of like the first hat that he sees, which would be the guy coming off the edge, but he gets the guy just outside of him, which I don't even know how he sees him in time to like make that decision. Not the QB sneak. Give it to your 230-pound back. What are you doing? I don't know. Is that him? Yeah. Okay, this is a good run. I thought it said 6, not 7. I was very confused. Yeah, just like sheds off these arm tackles, carries a guy. sheds off the arm tackles and carries number 6 an extra 5 yards, man. Yeah, you get on his back and he'll just carry you. And even still, like, it took him and 8 to bring him down. But it's just like, yeah, if you go in and try and arm tackle him at the legs, you're not going to bring him down. Leaves multiple guys in his wake. And that's really what you're getting from him. It's just a whole lot of muscle. This guy is the football player, by the way. Like, if you asked artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, to like show you what a football player looks like, they would show you Audric Estime, bro. He is jacked. We need the shirtless pic of Audric Estime to go viral the same way the one of DK Metcalf did, just to boost his draft stock, because that'll do more for him than any 40 time ever could. If any team, okay, this is a question on the TikTok. Is there a possibility the Bears trade up to 5 and draft Marvin Harrison Jr.? And if we do end up getting like 4 quarterbacks in a row, and like the Vikings trade up to 4 to get McCarthy. I don't know. I was thinking Justin Jefferson, JJ McCarthy. If any team is that stupid to pass up on Marvin Harrison Jr., it would be the Chargers. It would be. I don't think they would do that, but if any team were dumb enough to pass that up, it would be them. Maybe the Jags. They could be that dumb too. It's another nice run here. Not like burner speed, but you know, he's got enough strength to just. You gotta get both arms on him, and you probably need multiple guys to bring him down. Reward a good run with another run. Just nowhere to go here. It looks like they kind of had this bottled up. Offensive line gets no push. But they give it to him again. And he plows. Oh, and I think he's just short. QB sneak. Sam Hartman doesn't get it. Ah, tough. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of room to work here, but you get the idea. He's got a lot of power. I just wish I could find some of the, because he does have some long runs down the field. Maybe they weren't quite in this game. Here's a good run here too. Right? You can see sets up number 8 in this gap, and then he's kind of able to bounce this just outside of his offensive lineman number 50 there. Right? Breaks a couple of tackles, plows forward, man. He's just hard to bring down, man. Look at this. Look at this. How many running backs are turning this into any gain at all? Almost none, right? And he gets what? I mean, this should be a tackle for loss for most players. He turns it into 6 yards. So you see the vision there. He's phenomenal, I think, as a true power runner. And I think he's got enough. I think he's got enough speed that he doesn't get credit for. But yeah, he's not going to be the fastest guy. And then we'll quickly look at Trey Benson. Okay, I should know which game to pull up here. I should know. I think it's Clemson. I'm gonna quickly. By position, halfbacks. Regular. All right, Trey Benson. Oh, is it Miami? Okay. do the Miami game then. Real quick. We will bounce through this. All right. Here's the thing with Benson. All right. He is Trey Benson will hit the first gap he sees at full speed, and if there's anyone in his way, he's moving him out of the way. He's removing him from the play. All right, this is what Trey Benson offers you. He's very fast, a lot of power. Right. I mean, you can see just kind of. I mean, I think the speed's pretty clear. Just him running out of the backfield here, and then just getting to that second level, which like maybe it's just like a swing route and you don't want to give it much thought. What is? I went back too far. No. Yeah. Just not a whole lot room to work there. Number 12. I mean, yeah, he comes up unblocked with the pullers. And then, 51 gets a lot of push here. Or who am I? Who gets push here? Yeah, I mean, I guess 51 just kind of sets the edge there at to a decent degree. And then 11 is the one who ends up making the play. 6 doesn't really get a great block here. The criticism with Benson will be his lack of creativity as a runner. That's the common criticism, is that he just kind of plows forwards. But, I mean, you tell me, there's not a whole lot of room to work here. And, like, you've got a guy out here setting the edge. You got a guy out here setting the edge. Your best bet is just to try and move the pile, and he gets 4 yards out by doing that. He's also a good pass protector, which I hope we'll get to see in this game. Speed option makes the guy miss there. This is textbook. Scores the touchdown. This is beautiful. Oh, man. Hits him with the pitch here. Dead to rights. 51 has him dead to rights. And he just hits it with the little 1-2. Just freezes him for half a second. And that's all the time he needs to beat him. And then he burns 12's angles, stays in bounds. Takes it for a touchdown. Does he stay in bounds here? Oh, they might have got him. Oh, I think they got him. Oh, that's tough. Wow. It's a good move, though, but he just couldn't quite stay in bounds. But you can see he's got the speed to burn angles. Got the elusiveness. He's got the power, too. He's got a very wide variety of skills. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. All right, that's what we like to see. Pure power. He hits the hole at full speed. Right? There's no dancing back here. It's, okay, there's the hole. Let's hit it. There's a guy in my way. Run through him. Anyone else that touches me, we're carrying them into the end zone. What more do you want from him? Right? Hit the hole at full speed. If there's someone in your way, remove them. Make them need two guys to bring you down. I know it kind of looks like he gets popped here, but he delivers the initial hit, and then it takes 23 also being there to finish the play. Look at that, man. Look at this is RB1 stuff, man. No other back is doing this. No other back is doing this. I'm sorry. And this is the idea. This is what you want. Right? You want guys to where you can have the athleticism to win on the outside zone stuff, on the wide zone, but this is every down stuff. Wide zone is not an every down play. The Dolphins saw success with it this year. They had one of the most efficient run games in the league, but they also led the league in like the most tackles, the most like negative run plays. And I just don't think you're going to have that many negative run plays when you have a guy like this running the ball for you, man. He maybe should have pitched this. Oh, no, I think he made the right. Yeah, I didn't see 31, I think it was. Or maybe it's 81. 31? Yeah, 31. There is an 81 on the field, though, which is kind of gross to see on defense. Yeah, man. I mean, Benson is just... This is everything you want. He just hits the gap. But yeah, man, that's what I want. Find the first gap, hit it, and if there's someone in your way, get them out of your way. And that's all he does. It takes 4 guys to bring him down. And you know the crazy thing? He invites more contact. He will take on more contact than any other back in this class, and yet he has no fumbles. He does not fumble the football. This is insane. I would be willing to take Trey. So I wouldn't take anyone in the first round, but Trey Benson's probably the only one I would take in the second round. And then Estime would be a third round guy. I could see Lloyd in the in the end of the third round maybe. And then everyone else is day 3. Everyone else is like take a shot on day 3 for me. Let's see if we can get one more cool Benson play. Yeah, I mean, that's a tackle for loss, but 31, this is a great play, and a horrible play is, I think, by 76 probably. Yeah. Like, why are you just, like, dipping your shoulder into the guy? Like, you lower your head, he's going to run around you. Like, what are you doing? Book club, man. Football might not be for you. Like, just horrible, horrible play. Good pass pro. Travis got to get rid of it, though. Like, it's not the best pass pro. But it's like, Travis got to get rid of the ball here. There's no one open. The receivers are toast. Did they not rule that a safety? They got lucky. Benson here is trying to get out of the shadow of their own goal line. Nothing to really be found here. Oh. Slant behind him, incomplete. Oh, Keon. Keon fans. Keon fans, tap in. Trying to get one more cool Benson play in here. Damn, What the fuck were they trying to do here? Yeah, this play just got shredded from the jump. Too cute. Just run the rock. Coleman getting popped at the 3. Good catch though. Why are we trying to get so cute? Just punch it in here, man. Just punch it in. What are we doing? What is this? What is this play call? Why did we just run like 3 super cute play calls at the 3-yard line? Oh. There we go. There we go. There we go. Way to read it, man. That's the thing. It's like there are other backs in here that are really, really fast and are really, really agile and can burn angles, but Trey Benson can do all that same stuff, and he's more powerful, and he can run inside, and he didn't play behind like a goated offensive line. Like this is really good work here. Right? Hit the first hole that you see, right? And then as stuff starts to develop in front of you, yeah, you can cut it back. But, like, hit the first hole that you see and go from there. This is great work, man. He's got the speed to burn the angles here, too. That's what I'm saying. 20, I mean, yeah, there's the blocker there. But 20 could have made the play here, right, if he's able to come down and take a good angle. But Benson burns him, and then receiver gets in his way. It's a touchdown. Who is this guy at the bottom of the screen, though? Hold on. Look at this effort here between 0 and I don't even know who that is. Is that 17? Maybe? That is some nasty effort there. Or maybe it's 0 and 0? Is it 0 versus 0 there? That is great effort. Like, the play is so far away from you, and you are just giving it your all. I love to see that. But, yeah, that's Trey Benson. He's my RB1 in this class. I'm very, very excited for him. I think he's a second-round guy. And then, Estime, again, 3rd round, and everyone else day 3. Again, maybe Lloyd, 3rd round too, but everyone else day 3. But yeah, those are my top 5 running backs. I don't think it's a super phenomenal class. I think Benson is the clear number 1 here. I think he has the widest variety of skills. He has the vision to be able to. He finds the first hole, he hits it at top speed, and then he's got the power to be able to get anyone out of his way if he needs to. And he's got the speed, that second gear to burn angles that a lot of people are enamored with. I think he's got all the skills that you would look for in a top back, and I think he can operate in pretty much any NFL offense. So that's why he's my number 1 back. But thank you all so much. Next week we'll probably take a look at corners. I've been dancing around with my corner list a little bit, so we'll see if I'm still settled on my top 5. But I'll post it on Twitter before I go live. Same time next Monday. We'll be here at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And until next time, I will catch you on